Yes, we do have another guest. Well, maybe it's related. You know, every budget has capital expenditure and recurrent expenditure. Part of the recurrent expenditure is salaries, and it's one of those things that's been, you know, heavily dealt with this year, especially with the signing of the minimum wage bill into law. And all governments, federal and state, are expected to implement. So what has happened is that some state governors have said, according to what we heard from the Nigerian Governors Forum yesterday through the Director of Media and Publicity, that they're already, you know, working at it, and many of them have set up committees to the effect. But yesterday we found out that the Ogun State NLC has said that they will go on strike if the government doesn't implement that. We reached out to the Ogun State government to get their own side, but they told us that they have already set up a committee and they were having conversations. We reached out to the NLC as well in Ogun State, and the chairman of NLC in Ogun State is here with us, Mr. Emmanuel Bankole. Thanks very much for joining us.
My pleasure to be here.
Can you confirm that indeed the state government in Ogun State has begun conversations with you?
Not at all. Not at all. And in fact, if we have started talking, you will not be seeing all that you've been seeing dailies. Only about, I think, late yesterday in the evening, that we received a communication from them inviting us for a meeting today. But we started this, interaction since August, and we wrote them asking that the committee, the government should constitute its own team so that we can start talking. But no response from them, and I think it was after the fourth letter that the Congress of Organized Labor in Ogun State mandated us to now give a notice of a warning strike. And it was after that we now received an invitation for a meeting today.
But what we understand was that a committee has been set up. Maybe the committee was... so you weren't aware of the committee?
To the best of our knowledge, there was no committee. In fact, that was the basis of the warning strike that we gave, that we are going to embark on warning strike, because no committee has been constituted. It can be done in secret. It's a formal body. And if it's to be considered and inaugurated, it must be known.
What are you asking for? What's the Ogun State NLC chapter asking for?
Well, we're just asking for implementation of the new minimum wage in Ogun State.
But you know, not all states can pay the same thing.
Yes, we have the minimum that nobody is expected to go below. The minimum is set. But we also know states that can go above the minimum. So,
is Ogun State one of those states?
By the grace of God, Ogun State, you know us, we can be in the back.
You believe that Ogun State has the capacity to pay
more than
30,000 naira?
Yes, we have the capacity.
Minimum wage.
Yes.
So what, in your opinion, is the reason for the state government not coming up with this earlier?
Well, it's really a pity, and we are surprised, we are shocked, that, they could allow things to go to this extent of our giving the notice of a warning strike. Because when we talk of minimum wage, implementation in the states, there are steps that must be followed. For instance, the government team must be constituted, and they now meet with Joint Negotiating Council in the states. But we wrote them, put your team so that we can meet, so that we can talk. Let us come to the table. Because beyond the minimum, there will be consequential adjustment of the table so that the relativities are maintained, But they were not forthcoming. And we were surprised, and, we were really pushed to the wall,
But, some would say that maybe you weren't the council, Ogun State Council of the NLC is just not being considerate, that, these things take time and processes, and maybe that's what the government was working on before now.
Recall also that a directive was given from our national body that all negotiation concerning must be consummated by end of this month, by 31st. Everything, negotiation must be concluded. And we have at least some states that have done something like that.
But you know that the national body of your council, of your Congress, cannot give a directive to a state government. So if your body is saying that all negotiations should be completed before a particular time, that's to you. The Congress, NLC, cannot direct a state government.
Also, the federal government, the president also said similar things. When the federal government signed its own bits, he also encouraged them that please...
Encouraged,
yes,
not direct.
Yes, but we are union. And why we have that directive is because we know what is on ground? The bulk of the work has been done. It is just for us to agree. And look at it. When we talk of industrial harmony, we must talk. If you have any constraint, if the government is having any constraint, it's sorted out by talking. They are not talking to us, is the problem.
Now, what are some of the constraints that you foresee? Okay, now that you said that you have already been invited, your body has been invited. So what are some of the things that you hope would come to the fore when the conversation
We just hope that there be sincerity of purpose. And if we have sincerity of purpose, we shouldn't have problem sorting out the issues, that we have to talk about.
Why is that an issue? Why is sincerity of purpose like
it's
that?
Because when you come to the table, you must come with an open mind. When you come to negotiation, no entrenched positions. We look at facts before us, both parties, and then we agree.
Will you be presenting the facts to the state government that you believe that Ogun State has the capacity to pay above 30,000 naira?
That will be our position. That will be our position. That would be our position, that with information that is available to us, we are in good stead to do something above the minimum.
That's what you'll be asking for. And how about the consequential adjustments?
Definitely, yes. Definitely, when the minimum is affected, the other level will also be...
Is there a template that you would want to present? Because, of course, Lagos State government has begun to implement the minimum wage and paying above, and Kaduna State and a number of other states, according to the NGF. So are you aware of any template that you'll be presenting to the state government?
Definitely. When we are going to negotiate, we have our own positions. Government will also come.
What are some of these positions? You've talked about the minimum wage. What would you be proposing?
Well, I think for strategic reasons, we will not want to disclose, It's when we get to the table, we will bring ours. We believe that with IGR and income of Ogun State, you'll be able to do this. This is our position. They will also come with their positions, and we look at this together. And
one of the issues that many people would have, to contend with as far as the NLC or your workers are concerned, is that many times it's all about the productivity of the staff. What's your organization? What's the NLC doing to ensure that your workers are productive? And when this agreement eventually comes up, when this agreement is sealed, what would the NLC in Ogun State be doing to ensure that all workers are actually productive to help government, fulfill its mandate?
Well, I want to say, I want to give it to workers of Ogun State, because if you look at revenue projection, IGR of Ogun State in the last 8 years, we have moved so high, even in rating. I think we are in top lead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now in terms of IGR. So it is this human being that is driving that process. And I want to say that to whom much is given, much is expected. Our people, we have good caliber of workmen in Ogun State. The implementation of this, we only motivate them to do better. We only motivate them to do better. The government will be happy.
So you are optimistic of an agreement?
Yes, even when we meet, we tell our people, you cannot but put in your best, so that that is what will empower us to strengthen us to talk with government.
Okay.
So, and I'm sure that our people are really prepared.
All right. We want to wish you good luck and Godspeed. Mr. Emmanuel Bankole, Chairman, Ogun State Council of the NLC. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. My pleasure to you.
We're back in a moment to take on another issue entirely. Please stay with us.